Update, everybody, update. More classified documents were found in Joe Biden's home. So this brings me to a couple, there's so many questions, but the core questions, and I asked this in my last video. How did the people who found this stuff know it was classified? You have to have clearance to read these documents. These documents shouldn't just be opened up. Oh, wait a minute. Ooh, this is not, I shouldn't be reading this. That's not how it works. You have to have clearance in order to even read a classified document, which is why I asked in not my last video, but my last video on this topic, how did they know they were classified? The only way, there's two ways. They had clearance and were sent in there to find these documents, or it says that it's classified before you even get into the document. Why is that important? It's important because it's clearly labeled and they're still laying around his house. Why is it important that they're labeled and still laying around the house? Hunter Biden lived in the home, claims to have owned the home. Now, we're not talking about the original documents that were found in the Biden Center. We're not talking about the garage documents. We're not talking about the one document that they found after that. We're not talking about the documents that they found after that. We're talking about more documents found in the Biden home, in addition to everything I just listed. So their original defense was, well, it's less than Trump.
Joe Biden, embarrassed by the situation as he should have been, he invited the government agencies in to carefully look through all the boxes he had accumulated. It's a much different approach. It is outrageous that either occurred, but the reaction by the former president and the current president could not be in sharper contrast.
They are very different, no question about that.
And then they said, well, you know, at least we know that they were in his home with his Corvette. And we all know he loves his Corvette, so they're definitely locked up and safe. And the whole time, this guy is saying, hey, I really care about classified documents. I really, really care. This is so important. While they're finding more and more and more classified documents. How much does he really care if they're all over the place? And then he says, well, hey, listen, guys, I gave this stuff up right away. I let him know.
Found a handful of documents were filed in the wrong place. We immediately turned them over to the archives of the Justice Department.
I robbed the bank, but hey, I fessed up. And he goes, I know that, you know, we're finding more documents. I just need you guys to understand that I'm doing everything my lawyers are telling me to do.
I'm following what the lawyers have told me they want me to do. It's exactly what we're doing.
So now you should feel assured, rest assured. I am doing everything my lawyers are telling me to do. In a statement by Joe Biden.
We're fully cooperating, looking forward to getting this resolved quickly. I think you're going to find there's nothing there. I have no regrets.
He actually says there's no there there.
There's no there. Thank you.
So he's admitting to a federal crime, a felony, and he's saying, yeah, I did it, but I told everyone that I'm doing it now, 2 months later, of course. So isn't it better than what that guy Trump did? It's not irresponsible because I'm telling everybody after the election, after appointing special counsel, I'm telling everybody. There is no there, guys. I care more than anyone about these documents. They're to be taken very seriously.
What does the president mean when he said no regrets? Because he's also said he takes very seriously the handling of classified documents. So I'm unclear what he means about no regrets.
So
I'm not going to comment further from what the president has said yesterday. I think he laid out his thoughts. He was asked about it. He laid out his thoughts of whatever question he was asked. I'm not going to get into specifics, or I'm not going to go beyond what the president has said. But I will reiterate from here that and basically what he said to all of you many times at this point, that he does indeed take classified information and seriously. He does indeed take classified documents seriously. I'm just not going to go beyond that.
She had to defend that. Well, hey, the president said there's no there, so there's no there. CNN is now blasting them.
I want to play something that you said last year about the classified documents found at his Mar-a-Lago resort.
It's an outrage. It is a literal outrage for the president to take this important information down to his home in Florida and then store it in a closet with traffic, people back and forth in his resort and golf course is an outrage.
Is it also an outrage for the current president to have what appears to be multiple classified documents in multiple locations?
At its heart, the issue is the same. Those documents should not have been in the personal possession of either Joe Biden or Donald Trump.
Do you fear that because of that, the current president has kind of lost the high ground on this notion of classified information being where it shouldn't be?
Well, of course. Let's be honest about it. When that information is found, it diminishes the stature of any person who is in possession of it, because it's not supposed to happen. Whether it was the fault of a staffer or an attorney, it makes no difference. The elected official bears ultimate responsibility.
All right, this is enough. We can't even talk about Trump. That's all they want to do. We can't talk about Trump. Why are these documents leaking repeatedly? So back to my question. Why did the FBI go in and start looking for this stuff? Originally, before the FBI even looked, because the FBI went and they found documents dating back to Biden's Senate time, which was either 50 years ago all the way up through 2009. He was a senator. So we are now talking documents 14, 15 years old that have just been sitting around his house. I need you to think about this. Think about what I'm saying. These documents have been there, some of them for sure, because they said they found top secret documents dating back to his Senate time. Do you understand what that means? That means there have been documents sitting in his house, clearly labeled classified, and no one did anything about it. Maybe his son did something about it. But Joe Biden's been to this house. He goes to that house a lot. He doesn't live there, which is why there's no constant Secret Service there. But he goes there a lot, at least during summers. He's been there several times as a president, with documents laying around that say classified. It says classified, and you didn't do anything about it. Since 2009. What are we in? 2009, 2019, 20, 21, 22. Yeah, 14 years. They've just been sitting there. So it's one thing to find the documents. It's another thing to be so reckless to have labeled documents or staffers just reading classified information. It can only be those two things. We now know the staffers that found the second batch were his lawyers, private lawyers. Okay, why are private lawyers looking for top secret documents in Biden's offices and in his home and his garage? Why are they looking for this stuff? I can't wrap my mind around why they're looking for this stuff in the first place. They had to know this stuff was there. They had to know Hunter Biden's been here. We know what he's been doing. We need to go find this stuff before this Congress changes, because they're going to start looking into him And if it leads back to the house, boy, the optics of that. If they find out the $49,910 a month rent is going to lead them back to our house, and they're going to see documents in this house that are classified, that is really, 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 really bad. Hey, lawyer number one, go do me a favor. Can you go check the old offices where we were giving stuff away to China and Iran? Yeah, and then lawyer number two, can you do me a favor? Just look around the house. Found something in the closet. Oh, man. You may want to check the garage, although it's locked. Oh, man. This is so great. So I have a friend who thinks that this is all either a setup or it's going to be a means to still go after Trump and then get Biden out of the way. The problem is Biden's predecessor.
In particular, in dealing with the various issues that are present when we look at the climate crisis, thinking about water policy, diversifying water policy, understanding that we must have the ability to diversify our approach and the resources to everything from what we do in terms of conservation to recycling, desalination, and storage of water. This plant and this facility in particular is doing some of the smartest and the most contemporary kind of work that is necessary to store water, understanding that the climate crisis presents exactly what we've experienced here in California. We're going to have days, and sometimes there will be days of immense water, of rain, of storms, of flooding. And at the same time, we are a state that has experienced for generations drought. And we must therefore understand that the issues that are present in the climate crisis are varied. And it requires us to be present and to be in front of each of the iterations and variations that include extreme weather that produces a lot of water and extreme weather that produces drought.
Oh, Kamala, whatever her name is. No matter how you say it, it's racist. She is the predecessor. She is the person who's supposed to come after this S show. That's that's their person. They have nobody else. They've been begging Michelle Obama since Barack left. Hey, we really need you. All we have is Joe. And his son is a problem. We'll cover it up. And then they cover it up and it all, boom, explodes. So I do not think that this is a method in any way, shape, or form to get rid of Biden, because I've been saying since day one, there's no way he can last a term. There's just no way. Between senility, between his lies, and now between his complete inability to handle any kind of information, because it's all fed to him. He was never going to make this term. And they don't mind making him the fall guy, but the problem is they don't have anyone to come after him. And that's where we're at right now. I just thought I'd make this short update video. Green jump here. I'm gonna show her progression.
And basically what he said to all of you many times at this point, that he does indeed take classified information, and seriously, he does indeed take classified documents. Seriously, I'm just not going to go beyond that.
Why shouldn't Americans be upset about documents found in a garage?
That's for the American people to decide.
On Friday, did you or did you not know about the additional 5 pages?
I literally just answered that question.
But I missed it, so is it yes or no?
Well, I mean, you're not too far sitting next to her, so I was very clear. You guys can ask me this 100 times, 200 times if you wish. I'm going to keep saying the same thing. I hear your question. It's been asked. It's been answered. It's been noted. I'm going to leave it there. I'm not going to go into further.
I'm simply asking you to comment
I just commented. I just commented. We're moving on. Go ahead. Go ahead. No, go ahead. I already answered your question. Go ahead.
You really didn't.
Well, I did.
No, you didn't.
Well, it's your opinion. It's your opinion. It's your opinion. That is your opinion. Go ahead.
He really, really cares about classified documents. Really? Then why are they just scattered everywhere? And why are they looking for him in the first place? It really bothers me that they even started looking for them. Tells me they knew something. Extra, extra, read all about it.